Hello, very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. This is going to be Game 2 between Imperial Storm and jadT. So, yep, Game 1 did win Imperial Storm. Very nice to see that. Also, the fact that Imperial Storm did fantastically well against jadT. Knocks with a 904 closing GPM of the game. That is really painful to watch. And also, this is Babael. With me is Lark, bringing you extra coverage today. We do have extra games coming up, so we hope you guys don't leave after this one. But before that, Game 2 now well underway.
Yep, I think jadT kind of learned their lessons in that previous game, and hopefully they do. I mean, they can ban out Moon Queen if they want to, or they could just set up a strategy where, they don't give Moon Queen any space to farm. But it's just kind of risky to do that, especially against Imperial Storm, where Nox is just one of those crazy carry players that can always find farm whenever he needs to. But yeah, Sandreef. This is pretty much standard bans again coming out from this first banning stage. Sandreef, Keeper, Tempest, Fade. Nothing much to be said there as usual. You don't want to always give out any of these heroes because they're just damn strong, and I think Sandreef could potentially be even much more scarce compared to Moon Queen because he's so much more aggressive in the earlier start of the game. So just gonna ban that option out from both teams and Moon Queen again. So yeah.
There we go, Moon Queen's going to be picked up by Imperial Storm, and definitely it is somewhat related to the latency problem that they were facing slightly earlier today. And we do see in Game 1 there were numerous amount of pauses as well as disconnect coming from Nox. So I hope that it is going to be ultimately fine, and if Moon Queen goes to Nox again, that should be a really scary sign to see. And I'm amazed that Team jadT didn't ban out the Moon Queen. They did ban out the Tempest and the Sandreef. Nova did ban out the Keeper. So that's interesting to see, because normally if you're in a first pick perspective, you would not want to ban out the Tempest or the Keeper, hoping to pick up either there. So that's okay. Anyways, the Fate is still going to be banned by Nova. That's just a really irritating hero. And meanwhile, we have the MOA first pick for Team jadT, and Magma's also going to be picked up by Team Legion. So that is a really good combo in the mid lane. And on the flip side, though, Engineer is going to be split out with his fellow mate there. So he is going to be in a Hellborn team. Engineer with Moonqueen. I do believe that in the previous game there was an Engineer, was there?
Previous game there was no engineer because
he
was banned out.
Yep.
Yeah. It's good to see that he's gonna be here in this round. It's gonna offer that much more for Moon Queen. They're gonna go again with Bubbles, Magnus. Magnus is new. I think he wasn't in the previous game. They're gonna go with Master of Arms and Bubbles over here. The Bubbles did kind of do work in that game. It's just that the rest of his teammates couldn't do much because they were so far behind in farm and levels that they couldn't set up any more ganks. So I actually hope that Legion team this time around sets up for a more of aggressive lineup to address the issues coming out from this Hellborn team, which is that Moon Queen, which can be very dangerous. They're gonna go with Engineer, Prisoner 945. There is some good synergy there as well. Having that lockdown from Prisoner 95 and this Engineer will provide a lot for this Moon Queen to just have free roam and just stand about and use his ultimate and auto attack. So it's gonna be very interesting to see.
That is right. And there we have again the prisoner picked up by Team Imperial Storm, and we did see Emperor play the prisoner in the previous game, and it was pretty successful to some extent. Of course, there were certain moments of misplay, but it should be okay. And in general, the hooks were pretty accurate, and I would say that he does have pretty good rates there. So I will give absolute faith in that, and also the fact that on Team Legion, the Bubbles is going to provide extra lockdown with the Magmas, and that is going to be pretty scary. Now, if jadT wins this game, Imperial Storm is still out of the J League. Let me just tell you how serious this is. If Imperial Storm wins this, they are still at the mercy of a separate few teams, but I do believe that that's going to give them a lot of better standing, and KID would be in the hot soup then. So I hope that Imperial Storm would know what is at stake here, and they for sure will want to play the best. So that's it. The second banning phase is into this discussion right now. That's the Wretched Attack, Corrupted Disciple, Ophelia, Parasite, Lodestone, and one last here that has not been decided by Nova. But still, so far, oh yeah, it's going to be Pestilence. Do note that most of these teams these days like to pick up the Pestilence. Parasite is a very strong hero, but no Ophelia, no Parasite. That's going to mean that the jungle perspective is completely shut down, and both teams should be looking at dual support. That being said, however, the hack is also being banned out, and there is no chance at all that Team Legion is going to have that. Hellborn is also not going to have that because, well, it was surprisingly being banned by Team Legion. I thought that maybe they want to have the hack as well as the bubbles combo, but nope, they don't want that. And that's going to be pretty questionable, but okay. No Keeper in this game. I'm just interested to see what would Jonathan play for this.
Yeah, I think they could, if they're like he's shadow picking Kraken right now. If they do pick that, that's gonna be a huge pick for them. Kraken, of course, is undoubtedly one of the strongest heroes currently in this game because of the current buffs that he's got, and he's just such a good laner in the in the off lane there. He has that ability to just escape with the tsunami charge, so not much of an issue for him. They're gonna go with Pebbles, so opting for more of that that more aggressive route, which I do prefer. Having the Pebbles just means that Moon Queen needs to play a little bit more passive, and his farming, forced to go to the jungle. If they keep up more aggression, he's gonna be found out, caught out, and just ultimately crushed. They're gonna go for Kraken, which is a very very good pick for Jonas fan. He should have no issues with that. And I like Hellburn team can run for a. They're trying to run for I don't know, like they can do a dual support if they want to, but I do believe now it's gonna be already the Master of Arms and Magnus that's gonna be the dual support. You have Bubbles, Offlane, Pebbles, and then they could I don't think the Ampere would be that good of a choice. Maybe actually it could work out for Legion team, but Magnus is just not the best of a support hero per se. So it's kind of interesting to see. They can actually go for a Pebbles carry, which just means that they bring much more aggression towards Hellburn team and force out this Moon Queen from getting his 900 gold per GPM in
Oh
the
wow.
previous game. But they're going really greedy here. Soul Stealer.
Mm-hmm.
They might have actually just dug themselves a grave, because Soul Stealer, it's kind of hard against this Hellburn team, to be honest, because you're facing an engineer, a Moon Queen, a prisoner as well, and a Kraken. Like there's so many things that can stop a Soul Stealer channel ultimate, and you don't have like the best supports currently.
Yep, and they might have just wrapped themselves around 5 different sets of coffin there, but the Soul Stealer is really a bad pick. Why is that so? Because he's really very squishy as a carry, and do note that Soul Stealer versus Moonkin late game, yeah, they could put up a pretty good fight there, but the question is, will Hellborn let it happen? That's the biggest problem. And in general, you're gonna have to take a real good look at this lineup. There's a lot of magical bursts in this, and the only thing physical being that of Soul Stealer, and that's about it also. So that being said, maybe a stronger end is gonna be more than enough to just shut down this entire team there. But however, this lineup on Team Legion is a lot of magical bursts, like I mentioned before, as well as a lot of early game pressure. So if they are able to shut down Noxus farm in the early game, that would also spell it done for Moon Queen. So it's gonna be all the way up to the first 30 minutes of this game, and if it's still gonna be the same as the previous game, would be done there. But it's gonna be interesting to see that Torture is gonna be picked out here, and I'm guessing the Kraken is gonna go to Jonathan. Torture is still gonna go to Baston for sure, and Emperor gonna play 945. Nux is gonna be on the Moon Queen, and Engineer will be played by Novar. So standard lineup coming from Impune Storm. The only difference being the Kraken pick on Jonas there. I hope that it's gonna be a good play coming from him. That being said, Team Legion is just looking so scary in this game. It may not be the perfect draft, but it's a lot of presence in the early game.
Yeah, and I really like it because they're using awesome avatars.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, it's really cute. Magmus, best Magmus avatar, really.
Yeah.
Also, Soul Stealer is a Raven Soul Stealer, something
That
that's
that
from the old
Kraken
school.
avatar is just, it looks like a little, like a miniature doll kind of thing, to be
Kraken?
honest.
Oh yeah. Narwhal, right?
Yeah, something
Narwhal.
like that. Yeah.
Okay, anyway, gonna introduce this players as well as team here. So we have jadT from Thailand, and they are gonna be on the Legion side. Messi gonna be drafted this game, and he's gonna be playing as a Soul Stealer. Toonzit is gonna be on to the Magmus. We do have Malnolia, and he was previously the Bubbles that had pretty considerable amount of success in the previous game. So he's gonna be the Magmus in this game. I do believe that he's gonna go back to the middle lane as well. Federal Z's, or rather Z's, Federal Z's. It's gonna be your MOA. Jeb Rao Judd is going to be your bubbles in this game. So it's a different bubbles altogether, and I do believe that that's going to be pretty effective. That said, Team Hellborn is a separate set of ideals. They do have Novar, and that's going to be from Impunity Storm, and they are also in Thailand, by the way. Nova is going to be the captain and drafter. He's going to be your engineer. Best Storm is going to be on Torture. We've seen both of them succeed this heroes before, so that's pretty good. Nox, as usual, disconnected, but he's going to be your Moon Queen. Prisoner 945 going to be on Emperor, and last but not least, Jonas there is going to be playing as your Kraken.
Yeah, and right off the bat, I disagree with the laning coming up from Hellburn team now. They're gonna go for a straight up, Legion team. They're going for a straight up tri lane here at the top lane, Pebbles, Magmus, and the MOA bottom lane. Soul Stealer only has a ward to kind of protect him, so he's gonna get crushed ultimately by whoever is gonna be coming to this bottom lane. He's gonna be easily demolished by this Kraken, I feel, especially with the upgrade to his splash ability over there. Legion team is definitely, Hellburn team is definitely gonna send Prisoner and probably Prisoner and Engineer probably mid, or even Torture. It could be a possibility, but Torture will most probably be supporting this Moon Queen, as there is going to be a very heavy tri lane at the top. So Torture should be fairly alright there. Kraken is going to be having an easy time against the Soul Stealer. So I do believe Legion team will definitely swap their lanes right off the bat once they get into the laning stage, because Soul Steel will not have any space to farm if it goes on like this. Like, he's gonna have such a hard time at this bottom lane against the what do you call it, the Kraken, and he doesn't even have stack region. So we'll just have to see how it goes. As for Kraken, I think Kraken got stack region. In fact, he even purchased a Blightstones and health potion for himself. So he's gonna crush this lane so hard.
Yep, he is. And that being said, still the game is paused, and Nox having a lot of trouble connecting back to this game. It seems like he is somewhat having a latency problem as usual. That said, though, if you like to examine this way past the mid game, okay, maybe we split this into just a three segment of discussion. The first part being the early, second being the mid, and the last being the late game. So who do you think has got a slight advantage over the other team, spread across this entire three different time frames on this game?
In general, or like it's according to what the laning is now.
According to in general would be good.
Uh, in general, Legion team can kind of get the advantage in like just a really really early start of the game, but middle to late, I don't think they can really do anything much after that. And even especially just seeing how this laning is now, they're essentially sapping a lot of levels from this Pebbles, which is very important. He will get his Portal K at least, but he's gonna demolish on levels. Master of Arms as well as Magnus won't have levels, and those are two heroes you also want to have levels on. Like, level 6 Master of Arms is so strong because of the Master's Call, and Magnus, you want to have that eruption available so when you take team fights you can actually do something. And yeah, I mean, Bubbles will at least be secured of a quick level 6 here at the middle lane if he doesn't have too much issue against dual lane of Prisoner and what's his name, Engineer, unless Hellborn team is deciding to actually do a tri lane of their own once they see the response coming out from this Legion at the top. But I think that's highly unlikely because they don't really need to do that.
That's right. As for Hellborn's laning, we would definitely be sure that Jonas thinks the Kraken is going to go down south there. And if the Kraken faces off with the Soul Stealer, who do you think is going to win that lane?
If Kraken versus Soul Stealer,
Yeah.
definitely Kraken is gonna win. He is, like I mentioned, he has stacked region now, like a lot of it. That is 2 stacks
Oh yeah, wow.
of Blightstones on top of his own region. He's gonna crush Soul Stealer so hard that yeah, it's gonna be very difficult for him. Like, he just needs to like get slightly close, throw out the splash. If he get, and then once he gets his torrent and his tsunami charge, if he hits levels, he's gonna hit level 6. I do believe he should hit level 6 faster than this Soul Stealer, because he's a melee hero, can easily deny and farm the creeps, and he has so much region, so it doesn't need to worry about that. Plus, it's a not stout shield. Is it stout? The Iron Buckler, sorry. So yeah, once he hits the level 6, Soul Stealer is gonna be in a lot of trouble, because he can pull off a combo and instantly kill that Soul Stealer or anything. So it's gonna be up to execution and whether or not Legion team is gonna rotate their players around.
Yep, that's right. So, I mean, so far in everything looks pretty good for them, and we're just waiting for this game to really resume here. Both teams are really, as in Legion is really being very, very patient with Hellborn. Do note that because this is the start of the stream, therefore 6 minutes pause may not apply here. But normally we do have a 6 minute rule in that every single pause must, the game must resume after 5 minutes. So that should be the way it is. But Team Legion is perfectly cool with that. They're not gonna bite too much into this here. So that's it. We're running out of stuff to talk here, and we are definitely going to be talking a lot more about avatars now.
Okay, so
It's
what
the
do you
best
think?
discussion.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna ask you. I asked Zeno last time about the same question. Who do you think is gonna win in this Robo Wars? Is it gonna be uh the Iron Legion or the Hellforge?
The one with the nomad.
The one with the no, so Iron Legion.
Yeah.
Nah.
I would like to prefer that it's a Hellforge, but Iron Legion seems a lot stronger because of the Nomad. I just like Nomad, that's all. The rest of the avatar I don't think are that good. Definitely Nomad's alternate avatar is pretty good. Nova's alternate avatar, I want to see that, man.
What? Yeah, Nova's alternate avatar should be something like for his
Oh
signature
wow.
pushes.
If they are not able to connect back into this game, a remake is still possible, but if Nox is not able to reconnect or rejoin this tournament, they need to find a substitute, and if they can't find a substitute, then they're gonna have to forfeit the second game.
Yeah, that's gonna be very grim for them because that just means they're gonna be ultimately pushed out of G League. Oh, I really hope that he connects
Pretty
back.
sure that there is a second computer ready in the team house for that. Oh, but some signs of life. 0% starts counting there, and yep, Nox is gonna be back here. I hope that his performance is not gonna be affected by this connection problem.
Good, good.
But
good.
they need to sort out the problem at the team house.
Yeah, hopefully everything will be all right. But let's get back to the topic and discussion, man. Iron Legion Health March, bro. Oh wait, I'm excited for. Okay, never mind. Let's screw that thought because game's starting already. Here we go.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Okay, so why did they unpause the game? That's a little bit BM over there. Okay, Nox is finally reconnecting, so that's kind of good.
Oh wow, yeah.
Okay, anyways, yeah, just coming back to what I wanted to mention ago. How excited are you for Rift Wars to finally be available as a game mode?
As can see, people who have been following EGTV stream, I have been playing Rift 4 every single day. So, yes, I am going to be really excited about that.
Let's get it on! Yeah, same. I think we should have a good steady amount of games tomorrow for you guys if you want to join us. So just gonna throw that out there. But anyways, we are finally back in this game. So it seems like the train's gonna happen right now. Entire Hellborn team is gonna come to the jungle, ward that up if they want to. They can even pick up a kill Soul Stealer. Oh, this is gonna be so big. If they pick up a kill here, Soul Stealer's gonna get so screwed right now.
Okay, a little bit tongue twister there, but Soul Stealer right now will not steal anything, and he is gonna be down south by himself, of course. They are not able to find anyone here at all, but meanwhile the Hellborn jungle is completely warded out there by Team Legion. That being said, it's only Ward of Wrath at the top of the area there, so there is no vision that will be able to allow them visual over the top part of this stream. However, they will have a Ward of Sight to block out that pool camp.
Yep, definitely. At least they get that out coming for them, but you see rotation coming up from Hellborn team already. I think it's gonna be a straight up tri lane right now. Maybe. Nope. Okay, Engineer's just gonna go back to the middle lane. Like I mentioned, they don't necessarily have to take a tri lane versus try at this top. It's not as necessary for them. Bottom lane, of course, it seems like this Soul Stealer is gonna have such a hard time against Kraken with that horrendous amount of freaking regeneration right now. He has so many blights. He has 9 blightstones and a health potion. I'm actually surprised he didn't just combine those this blightstones for added inventory space.
Yeah, but maybe he doesn't need that so early, and he foresees himself using that. So it should be okay, but still, it's a little bit of a misplay. But I wouldn't call it to be too big of a deal. But meanwhile, top lane, a little bit of a chain reaction is gonna go down on the MOA, and he's gonna be fine though. But that's okay. And so far in the stack, Lemite is gonna land there on the Moon Queen as well as the Torture. Torture still gets a stun, and it seems like the Kek is gonna connect, and that may be the slight saving grace. But the chain reaction is gonna land also, and who's gonna get Bloodlust? It is gonna be Pharaoh Aziz, but it's gonna be paid back in kind. And Toon Ditz is going to go down quickly also. That is a little bit of a misplay, but still I would believe the best time giving out the Bloodlust may not be intended. And right now it seems like the Bloodlust gold is still going to go to Legion.
Yep, it's really unfortunate over there. It's a fair trade still because okay, maybe not really fair trade because of the Bloodlust, but they just trade a support for a support. So it is eventually going to be that try versus try. Prisoner 945 should have no issues here middle lane. Here you see already he's winning in the EXP race. He's even gonna throw Shackle right now. Look at this.
Yep, Shackle is gonna be used there on the Bubbles. Bubbles is facing a little bit of trouble there, but he should be fine. Meanwhile, top lane, a lot of regression coming out here. Tower's gonna be used there. In fact, chain reaction going down. Also, maybe a Kek on not mana on, or rather, it's on cooldown from Nova, so that's okay. Mana wise, it should be okay He should have enough mana for that. That's okay. Meanwhile, Moon Queen already expelled both Moonbeams, so that means that he's not gonna have the next Moonbeam very soon, and he's gonna wait before that. And it's gonna be pretty hard because Team Legion, they've got a lot of mana there, and definitely a lot of stun also. In fact, all three of them are stunners, and out of which one is a point stun, two is an AoE stun. So it's pretty scary to see that against Team Hellborn, and they should be really careful not to push this lane too far. If not, they would be easily targeted by Team Legion for sure.
Yeah, HoNTourSEA is doing a really good job at bottom lane though now. He's sitting at...
Oh, Moon Queen there. Kek is gonna miss, and Stellung Mike is gonna follow out really quickly. The chain reaction also, and there goes Moon Queen. She is gonna go down. Nox is not gonna have the easiest of game right now. But that being said, Bestom now has to run away really quickly. Impalement is gonna be called out here, but that's not gonna be good enough. The Kek is gonna land quickly, and they're gonna be able to pick up the kill on the Pebble, but that's gonna be about it. Nova still stays alive, and that's gonna be good. Prisoner does want to rotate up north, but he doesn't have boots, and that's not ideal because you need boots to rotate quickly.
Yeah, and he used an invisibility rune, so won't have the use of that anymore. But either way, Bubbles was probably just spamming chat and saying, guys, oh, here we go.
Yeah, he's gonna land a shackle quickly on Bubbles, and maybe even land a hook if he shell serves away. But nope, it's just gonna end up as a harassment and will not get anything accomplished from that.
Yep, just seems like you're just gonna throw some harass. Bottom lane though, like I was mentioning earlier, HoNTourSEA is doing a decent job. He actually finished a power supply and Ring of Teacher right now. Oh, but look at this.
There we go. The torrent's gonna be used, and the splash also dealing a shit ton of damage again on the Soul Stealer, and he's gonna try and juke away there. And there we go. Kraken is being locked in the tree there by his own creeps. A little bit sad to see that he could have gotten the kill on Soul Stealer, but do know Kraken does have a point in Tsunami Charge. He's looking for a charge really soon, and just one more hit. It could be it for him, but where's the charge, man? Doesn't use it. He does have mana, right?
Yeah, I think he had okay, I wasn't too sure. I have to. Yeah, I kind of missed that, but I wanted to mention about the charge. He could have actually used that as well earlier, when he was trying to
result in a stun, but
yeah, it would have resulted in a sure stun actually, and that would have killed off the Soul Stealer. So he kind of overstayed. I think it's nothing to blame on him though. I just actually went over the pings by the way, guys, and he's actually playing with 447. So I think that's the real Jonas, by the way. Top lane though.
Meanwhile, Moon Queen is gonna go down, and that's that. Meanwhile, there's a little bit of a acid bomb landing there, and that's okay. Meanwhile, Bastom is gonna land a 3-man big chain reaction, and that's okay. But really, if it's gonna be the real Jonas, 400 plus ping is a nightmare to deal with.
Yeah, I think that's why he kind of missed out on the, what is it, the Tsunami Charge. But still, I'm surprised he's doing a really good job with 400 ping. That's kind of insane. But yeah, top lane, again, the Legion team make use of their tri-lane to effectiveness, so this is actually gonna work out for Legion at the early start. Like, you already have one kill onto the Kraken at bottom from Soul Stealer. Soul Stealer is now that's applying, who's gonna be the one that's gonna be applying harass onto this Kraken. You look at the amount of damage he's doing now. Top lane, the tri-lane is really working in favor. Here we go again.
Kek's gonna miss again, and a reverse check there by the Pebbles, but Bastom is gonna be the one that's taking a lot of damage. And Lamite is gonna connect quickly, and down goes the Bastom. It seems like Magmas is gonna be safe after that, but that's gonna mean a 6-2, and definitely Legion's playing this well in their cards there.
Yeah, that's wow. Yeah, I mean Legion is wow. Okay, they proved me wrong. Their tri-lane is working now. Bottom lane is winning against the Kraken for unknown reasons, probably lag issues there. Middle lane is the only saving grace for Hellborn right now because Prisoner 955 is doing fairly alright against Bubbles, but you want him to actually be crushing, not just doing okay. Because he needs to rotate around and help the other lanes. Once Bubbles hits level 6, he's probably going to look towards helping the rest of his other teammates as well. Unless he just wants to go ahead and stay in this middle lane and prevent Prisoner from, rotating around.
And yes, Jonas will go down. It seems like the Demon Hand is going to be enough to pick him off there. So wow. Now Soul Stealer is going to spiral out of control. A lane that should have been won is now severely questioned.
Yep, that's a level 8 Soul Stealer by the way. Finished Steam Boots, 31 souls, level 4 Soul Steal and level 4 Demon Hands. And that's the thing, I'm not too sure of the mechanics. I really haven't tried it. I always say I would try it, but I haven't tried it yet. I'm not sure whether or not level 2, level 3 or level 2. Wait, let me take a quick look. I think yeah, level 2, 3 Soul Steal allows you to use full damage on the Soul Burst because it's the old 30 souls as compared to before. Really not sure about how that works, but he's just gonna offer both of that.
No, actually, yeah, it's gonna do the same amount of damage because it's 30 damage per soul, or rather 15 magical damage for level 1. So it's depending on the amount of soul that he has. So if it's 30 soul, it deals the same amount of damage, but it does have a slight buff in that it does have 10 extra soul. So in that case, it can deal extra 300 damage if it is at level 16.
And here we go. Soul Stealer might finally get ganked today. Oh, career in a lot
Career.
of trouble. Yeah, that
And
shield.
Novar is not gonna bite down on that Soul Stealer. That's okay because Soul Stealer does have a steam boost already, and it's gonna be pretty hard to catch him. That said though, Legion's tri lane has now rotated a little bit to the middle lane here, and Moon Queen is gonna relegate himself back to the jungle to try and farm up there as much as he can. Prisoner needs to be really wary of this though, because there's the MOA and as well as Magmas in the vicinity. If they do land his stun, it's gonna be done. Meanwhile, down south though, we do a Soul Stealer picking up the kill on Bastom, but maybe this is gonna be enough because it's double damage, or rather no, it's just the Will's animation there. It's a complete blue Will, and he's not gonna be able to land the last few hits there, and maybe the turret's gonna be enough, and he wants the kill, but the turret is gonna pick him up. And there with the ping, it's pretty obvious that he will definitely go down. And Nox, meanwhile, is gonna pay the heavy price of dying also because he got spotted up by, let me just check. Yeah, it's gonna be Toon Deeds as well as the MOA. So that's Magmus and MOA landing the stun. It's gonna be easy to kill on the Moon Queen.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's still working in favor of Felician because bottom lane is still picking up kills, whereas Nox is already forced into jungle, but it's not even picking up a kill, he's just dying. As compared to Soul Stealer, who is actually getting something done.
Bastom only level 2, Bubbles level 7 comes in, and this could be an easy kill there, and yes, Bastom is gonna go down. So 10-3, and things are not looking good for Legion. Oh, Hellborn, man.
Yeah, this is looking very, very grim for Impunity Storm.
Emperor middle lane challenged right now by Bubbles. Bubbles has a shell surf. He does have the Kelvin in about 20 seconds plus, so he should be able to do something about there. But nice little sidestep by Emperor, so he's gonna be fine. But the Magmas is behind though, and he needs to be really careful. There goes the prison break. It seems like they're gonna kill the Magmas. Great turnaround because of Novar, and that's gonna be good. Also, a lot of credit going to Emperor, of course. That being said, Bubbles is gonna run away, so that's gonna be a slight amount of hope coming in for Impunity Storm.
Yeah, it was just good shackle to prevent him from using that stun ability. That's just how broken the hero is against this Magnus. Disabling the ability to use the lava surge when that shackle gets used. But Pebble is at the top lane though, finally level 6 already against this Moon Queen. If he combos him one time, Moon Queen's gonna die. Moon Queen's sitting fairly alright in terms of HP. He's sitting at about 720 HP, so shouldn't die as fast against this Pebbles. He does still need a Mystic Vestments if he wants to survive the onslaught coming out from the entire of the Legion team, because there's so much magical damage coming out. Soul Stealer himself, he's picking him back on his soul. He's gonna go ahead and try to push this tier 1 at the bottom and just force that aggression or rotation coming out from this top team. Again, the tri-lane's gonna come back top, and I don't know if they're gonna be able to pick up a kill on Pebbles. There is a Kraken in the vicinity, so maybe they're looking towards this right now.
Yup, now Moon Queen gonna try and farm as much as possible. Using the Moonbeam as a last resort could be slightly grim for her. But Nox now standing at about 149 GPM. It's very much of a far cry from the previous game. But that being said, down south, Messi does pick up a kill again on Jonathan. And that's going to be also the tower for him. So it seems like Messi, he has pretty good farm this game. 430 plus GPM there. And that's really, really sad to see for Impunity Storm. Here comes Emperor.
Yeah.
Chances up on Bubbles. Is he able to stack up a kill? Maybe landing the old ball and chain, but he's just hesitating a little bit. A little bit of taunt, and he is going to land it despite the take cover. And yes, that, well, the Shackle is not going to make sure that Bubbles will run away. The Shell Surf is just too OP, and he's going to be able to do just that.
Yeah, well, that looked very close. He kind of used the take cover a bit too fast. You don't need to worry about it, the hook actually initially coming towards you, because it doesn't pull you in until finally it comes backwards. So kind of a misplay there by the Bubbles, but still gonna survive because of a shell surf. He's gonna even get a haste rune, so he can even look towards setting up a gank. And this Soul Stealer is doing a lot of work, man. He's killing this Kraken over and over again. He's 400 gold per minute, so this is a huge turnaround from the previous game where Nox is currently only at 148 and forced to be in the jungle. Middle lane though.
And now middle lane, a little bit of engagement might be happening really quickly here, and we don't know, but Bubbles is well, he's at 50% health points, and that would be pretty scary for him. And it seems like both Bastom and Nova, they're just rotating as much as they can. Moon Queen definitely is trying to get as much farm as he can also. But Moon Queen, GPM very, very far behind as compared to that of Soul Stealer. Soul Stealer is doing his best possible, but level 10
missed stun.
Gets the end, and maybe a top lane engagement might be happening quickly there. The chain reaction stun with the Kag is going to connect also. Now Toon did take a little bit of damage there, but here comes the Pebbles with a portal key already. Misses the Stalagmites there. It's a big misplay. Moon Queen wishes he has level 6, but only level 5. And the Eruption is going to challenge. It's going to burn down Moon Queen. and it's also gonna burn down Bastom. Bastom pops out the health potion, but it's gonna nicely juke around a little bit, but he's ultimately gonna die nonetheless. And here comes the Kraken. He's gonna pop the ulti, but he's gonna miss completely also because it's a hasted Bubbles. Bubbles trying to do a little bit of reverse pot away, but he's gonna be able to just keep safe there. And that being said, that hook is not gonna hit this time, and that is a little bit sad to see. And Kraken is still trying to play chase here, but not really sure if he can make any sense of this here. And Bubbles just trolling them a little bit too much. Shackle is still gonna be used, and somehow he's still gonna pot into the retreat there. And yeah, that's gonna be okay. But he's gonna be able to go down quickly. But here comes the Soul Stealer, and Soul Stealer is sorry, gonna steal your soul. That's correct. It's going in for the kill, but will not get a kill on Prisoner.
Wow,
choking on my
that's
saliva
just
there.
very
Really sorry,
play
guys.
coming from Bubbles. Holy hell! And that looked kind of big. Oh, here we go, top lane.
Yep, sorry, top lane there. Nox is gonna take the fall, and Melnolia is gonna pick it up really quickly. But I mean, Pebbles already has the portal key, man. You're gonna have to give him credit for that.
Yep, this Pebbles, like, he showed the portal key at the earlier engagement just now there, but kind of missed out on the stalagmite, so kind of unfortunate. But still, nonetheless, they were able to pick up that kill, and in fact even that Magnus channeling, that was a nice toss also by Pebbles over there. A huge 3-man stun, I gotta say, from Magnus as well, so he's doing a lot of work for his team as well. He has a Ring of Sorcery already finished up, so probably gonna look towards getting that portal key soon, as Pebbles already has the portal key of his own. They're gonna try to set up a gank again, I believe. Nope, just gonna put a board there, so they need to be careful though.
Yep, now we go top lane. Pebbles is going to be there. Stalagmite is still going to connect. And also the Lava Surge. But it seems like Bastom is going to be ditched here. He is very vulnerable. Looking to go down. Impalement is going to be used. And he's still proc even after he died. So Prison Break is going to be able to take out the Pebbles. But the Chuck there is going to be a little bit of a troll. So yeah, Prisoner is going to be tossed in a really weird direction.
Yeah, I actually thought he was going to straight away toss him towards the... who is it, the engineer at the backside, because Magnus was given vision if I'm not mistaken. In the meantime, the tier 1 mid gets destroyed. That's really nice for them. Kraken is given space already, so he's farming at the bottom lane, sitting at level 9. Eventually he will be able to pick up on something himself as well. So they need to not forget about this Kraken, because if Kraken is able to get some farm back, he will eventually open up space for the rest of his teammates, and once Nox finds that space to farm as well on top of that, it's gonna be so scary.
Yes, now Nox is just waiting really patiently and trying to get as much farm as he can. Level 6 already, but still this carry is very low level if you ask me. Almost half of that or so still. If they can win this, it would be a big comeback for Team Impunity Storm. But right now, they're going to be challenged by Team Legion, and jadT is trying to make something happen here. They are all 4 members in the Hellborn Legion, or rather in the Hellborn Jungle, sorry. And might be able to do something here. But do take note that Pebbles already have got a portal key, so that means that he's going to be so fast in initiation really quickly. And Bubbles there, in fact, he's not able to go in, but there goes the Pebbles. He's going to go in quickly, and Moonqueen might be able to look at popping the Moon Finale soon. But just going to use the Moonbeam and die after that. There's a big energy field going up by Novar there. It's going to be really effective to some extent. Meanwhile, on the flip side though, all that's left is going to be the Bubbles. There's still the Pebbles behind there, and they don't know about that. And Emperor is going to be able to pick up Toon Deeds. That's the Magnus, by the way. And now Bubbles does have the regeneration, and someone better stop the regeneration fast. If not, he's going to be at full health point very soon. Shell Serve is going to be used. It seems like it's going to be effective. The hook is just there, waiting for him, and he goes down, and that's really nice to see. So Hellborn buying themselves some space back into this game.
Yeah, it's really, really good. A good response coming up from them, but you have to remember at the same time, Soul Stealer is still having uncontested farm. Firebrand and a Whispering Helm already completed on him, and he's doing a lot of damage to his tier 2 at the bottom lane. They had to commit 4 heroes to, well, I think even 5, yeah, 5 heroes to the top lane. That was just a huge overextension, to be honest, coming up from Legion team. They dove way past the tier 1 tower when there was like so many ports incoming, so just kind of a misplay there from them, but still they open up space for Soul Stealer. He does pick up tier 2 at the bottom and a lot of more farm. 500 gold per minute.
Level 7 going to challenge the Moon Queen really straight up here, and he's just going to be invisible, but here comes the Kraken. If he pops the ulti, he could catch him, but definitely Magnus has the time to react to that, so he's not going to do that, and the Magnus is going to back off just in time. That being said, though, Bubbles is at the middle lane, and he's just getting good farm also. Bubbles standing at about 300 plus GPM. Just going to show you guys the GPM charge. Soul Stealer at about 500. That was the previous spot that Nox was in the previous game. But that being said, he has a lot of items also. He has a Firebrand as well as Whispering Helm and 1.4k in the bank. So that's going to be good. As for Nox, he's very far behind, having no boots at all. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, when you're so far behind, you just need to focus on farming. That boots kind of becomes not as the major concern because he needs damage and sustainability in this jungle. If anything, he could even rush for that. What is it called? The Whispering Helm first before Red Boots. Like you see, tier 1 at the top is already destroyed by the rest of this supporting cast from
Bubbles comes
Asian.
in, baits out with a torture. It seems like the keg is going to connect, but a little bit of a miscom there. It seems like Bubbles is somehow still able to land a kill and will be around it because he does have the haste from there.
Yeah, big plays from Bubbles right there. Haste Road coming into effect. He is sitting at about 2k gold actually, and he's gonna have his Coral Key soon. They're gonna go ahead and address tier 2 at top. They will definitely pick this tower off. I don't think there's any contest right here because they're trying to set up a gank that souls to the bottom lane. Are they gonna get it? That's the question.
Yeah, I do believe that the top lane is somewhat knocked on right now, and it could possibly be going down very soon. There is a lot of damage going on here, and yep, it is still undefended, so there is still no Hellborn pods coming in, and they know they can't take a team fight, but do know that Soul still has been farming this entire time, and is gonna try and pick up a kill on the Kraken, but Kraken has got that obscene ability to really just charge away with the Tsunami Charge, so that's really not fair for Team Legion.
Yep, and they are gonna get tier 2
Here
top
comes
lane.
the Prisoner, he's gonna land a hook on the Pebbles, and Pebbles making some work there. That big eruption is gonna be stopped by the stun by Bastom. That's really well played there, but somehow that Magmas is still gonna go down, and Mood Finale is gonna mop up on the MOA. That's gonna give Nox some farm, and Nox will not get a kill though, so that is a little bit sad to see. If he had the kill, he would have more items, and he's gonna have the Little Red Boots right now.
Yeah, that's just that's good for them. I mean, they only they traded 2 supports for that tower. It does kind of bring back the Hellborn team, but still Nox is just so far behind, only at 169 gold per minute as compared to this Soul Stealer who just finishes June meters.
And there we go, Moonqueen is gonna get picked out again.
Yeah,
Spitting Autocam on her just to be very sure, and yep, she ultimately does go down. And that being said, yep, please do carry on.
Yeah, I mean just there, just the fact that you have to deal against the roaming gangs coming from this Legion team is just so difficult to deal with, especially when you're so far behind. When you're supposed to be that kind of like snowball hero. Middle lane though.
Yep, now Bastom is gonna go down. A lot of big play coming from the Bubbles, and Bubbles doing a lot of good work here. But that being said, 20 is to 12 and 15k gold lead for Legion. Can Hellborn come back? Impunity Storm, man, they cannot afford to lose this game. I just have to stress this over and over again. If they lose this, it's gonna be out. They are out of the G League, and they will not make an appearance in Cycle 4. So they are working their best here, playing it really safe. They know they don't have the best of early games, but the way things are right now, they need to make sure the Nox get some farm.
Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be an MSI comeback or something, but that would be really nice to see, especially seeing as to how Nova is here as well. Top lane, man, Moonqueen is just he's so ballsy, and the balls on this guy is way too big. Like, he's just sitting top lane, he doesn't give a damn whether or not Pebbles is there. Pebbles is probably gonna go in again with the help of Magmas.
He does have the mana required now, but he doesn't. He does have the mana required for the full combo soon, so he's gonna be waiting for that. He did taunt Moonqueen previously, but Moonqueen Nox, he knows that there is no mana on the Pebbles, but now Nox doesn't know for sure if that guy's gonna be around, so he needs to farm really very safely. And also because of the aggressiveness coming from Team Legion, the entire Hellborn jungle is full of their wards, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do as Legion team. You need to continue the what the hell? Did I just see Pebbles rolling?
Yeah, that's the avatar.
Okay,
cool, right?
yeah, that's kind of insane. But yeah, I mean, you have to continuously push on aggression so that, oh, here we go, bottom lane.
Yeah, bottom lane, it seems like a Prisoner is a little bit of a tight spot here. Bastom definitely is not going to hold against the Soul Stealer. And meanwhile, Lightning Speed is going to be on the Bubbles, and that means that Prisoner is more or less going to go down there. And yes, even with the pot there, but Soul Stealer does pick up the kill, and that's a double tap for him. So wow, he does have close to 600 GPM right now. And if this goes on, this game is going to be done soon.
Yeah, he can even go for Shrunken Head and even a Boral if he wants to. I mean, he can go any item when he wants now. Like they are so far ahead right now. They're gonna go ahead and push this tier 2 mid. Should be no issue in taking this as well.
Yep, the tier 2 is going to be challenged, and it is going to go down. Fort, even if it's used, I don't believe that anyone will want to stand up against the Soul. Level 16 at that, he does a level 3 Soul Burst. And that is just so strong to fight against. I mean, we did criticize this drop before, and we did say that they will have problems in the late game, but they are dominating way into the mid game here. And the early game just completely ended officially right now. So if they do win, it's going to be now. If they do drag this for another 30 plus minutes, maybe Hellborn will have a chance. But that being said, Kraken does have a pretty good item build. Yeah, but it's pretty nice, and they do stun on the Bubbles, and Bubbles will go down. Or not, it seems like the Shell Surf is going to save his ass there. so close. Meanwhile, the Kong attempt is still up there.
Yeah, oh my god, like Kong is gonna be in favor of Legion. Already one buyback expelled on Nox. They can't find the space for him at all, and it's just looking really rough. Hopefully Nox can pick up on some farm. He does have Energizer complete on top of Red Boots, so looking towards just staying in the jungle. Like you can see already they're all in on Moon Queen right now for Hellborn team. They're sending all supports there to constantly just roam and surround him so that he doesn't get ganked out from the rest of these Legion teammates. You see Kong is just gonna be finished
That's
there.
gonna drop a stone in their hearts, man.
And Soul Stealer, like he has 3.7k gold saved up in the bank, and I think he should still purchase a Shrunken Head and a Portal Key. That's pretty good to have that initiation factor with the rest of his teammates. Like you see a huge Magnus five-man line stun on top of like stalagmites there as well.
And
do so
Invisible
much
Bubbles
with
is gonna find his Moon Queen. That's gonna be easy
Oh,
kill. So
no.
Nox needs to be careful here, but he doesn't know that, and he is gonna go down.
Oh, it's gonna hurt
Again.
so much for them. Bubbles.
Yeah, Bubbles now gonna be fighting a little bit of a problem here with Prisoner there. The hook is gonna connect though, so Bubbles now try to well push book his way out of this trouble, but the Panther Armor is gonna be called out here, and even the Kraken's gonna come in. They want to punish his Bubbles so bad, but Bubbles is able to pot away, and it seems like he is somehow alive. Meanwhile, they are doing work on the tier 3 down south there, and Legion team, they don't have the luxury to pressure on this Bubbles or rather press on this Bubbles anymore. And yeah, Bubbles, man, somehow.
Yeah, he
Messed up the life.
juked and jive, man. Those side steps were just really nice. I mean, like Bubbles.
Here goes the Pebbles, a little bit of a Staggle Mites as well as the stun. The stun and chuck combo onto the big whale, and that's Kraken. Kraken did take the fall nonetheless, but here comes the Soul Stealer, and we have a Soul Stealer. Here's gonna Soul Burst, and down goes the big fart. With Magmas also, it seems like it's gonna be pretty effective though. Well, Nox is not level 11, so not enough charges there. It seems like it's not gonna be effective at all. Soul Stealer needs to die somehow, but no. Emperor needs the mana, but it doesn't do that, and it seems like Bubbles is able to stack out a kill there, and they might be done here, ladies and gentlemen. It's as hard as it is to swallow, but Impunity Storm, they are not looking good. They are not going to give up so easily, but here comes the big hook, and misses on the Magmas, and maybe even the Soul Stealer, but it seems like Emperor is going to pay the price.
Wow.
And Soul Stealer there, he does have the token, that's why. That is why.
That's it. That's just so damn devastating. I bet you Impunity Storm right now is just feeling like shit. Like, I mean, like, holy crap, like, Legion team is just completely taking over. Shrunken Head completed and Soul Stealer, by the way. Bubbles with a push book as well. Magmas, Portal Key was big in that previous engagement. Like, they're getting everything done right. I still do believe... Oh, Bubbles. My god, Bubbles so BM, man. Just, you know...
Big balls and all, Bubbles doing a lot of work this game. I can't wait to see he die, but...
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
like, he's been juking and driving the entire
doing
game.
so well, really.
Yeah, like Hellborn team cannot kill him. Like he's just so mobile. He has push book, portal key, shell surf, and take cover. I wouldn't be surprised if he purchases even invisibility soon later on, or even like something like what do you call this? Whirlwind, storm spirit. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Legion team has everything going in their favor. Already 2.6, well, almost 2.7k gold and 16.6k EXP advantage in favor for them. Soul Stealer is sitting at another 3.8k gold in the bank. So yeah, it's looking pretty grim.
It is, and 27k gold lead for Team Legion right now. Hellborn is just yards behind, miles behind, maybe even a whole country behind, but they are trying to find farm for the Moon Queen. And Moon Queen had their level 11 and the level 2 ulti. It would have been slightly easier to try and pick up the kill on the Soul Stealer and waste his token slightly earlier, but that's okay. Now Soul Stealer still has the token, and he does have 3 minutes on that, so that's gonna go into the next team fight. And it's really green, but here comes the Prisoner. The fight's gonna happen quickly, and a quick Magma stun. Also, Soul Burst is gonna be used really soon, and they have that big Kraken ultimate. It's gonna make something happen here. But there we go. Legion is the only color that's still standing somehow, and Kraken is doing a lot of work on Soul Stealer, but Soul Burst just tore him apart, and down goes Jonathan. And it seems like Hellborn, no one's still standing. It's Moon Queen. They're calling for a concede, and they are out of the G League.
Yeah, wow, that was so huge. They were so close to killing that Soul Stealer at that last engagement, but no one else was there to help.
He still had token anyway, just saying.
And he had the token as well, and he just got delivered Rift Shards on top of that. So there's really nothing they were gonna do to kill him. I mean, it just didn't work in their favor. The early ganks coming out, I mean the early tri lane at the top lane really worked for them. Shut down Nox so hard, and Nox is like the prime hero on Hellborn team. He's the core right there, and if he's not able to take flight within the first couple of minutes of this game, it's just gonna be very very hard for them because the rest of the teammates can't do anything. Bottom lane was losing. Like Jonas from Fan gave off, was it, no, it wasn't the first battle, but he gave off a kill towards, like, in fact a
Yeah,
couple of
and
kills to
Soulstealer
this
just
Soul
snowballed
Stealer.
from there. Yeah.
Yeah, Soul Stealer just like he was the driving factor in that game. 11 1 and 2 already, 692 gold per minute. So good job by
Messi,
jadT.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Messi did a great work on his Soulstealer. Also, the rest of jadT team there, definitely a little bit BM coming up from the Bubbles, but Bubbles did play it very well, so he deserved that. And that being said, though, Team Hellborn, let's just analyze. Spend a little time here to analyze what exactly went wrong with them. Now,
Well,
you did mention that it's all because of Nox, though, but I would say that the tri-lane top felt so hard that the entire game was thrown there by
yeah,
them.
yeah, exactly. I mean, like, you're dealing with 3 stuns. You have a long range stun with the stalagmites. Not long range, maybe a middle range stun there. You have a Magmas, Lava Surge. It's also a destroying ability on top of getting that vulnerability. You have MOA as well on top of that. So there's burst potential plus there's the stun potential. When you're having 3 stunners on a team against Moon Queen, Engineer, and Torturer, they're gonna kill you faster than you can kill them. Their skills just are that much more better in that tri-lane, and I actually thought that they wouldn't try to put more aggression in the tri-lane. They could even have swapped up Jonas and Fan to the top and have them just go bottom, but it's just too late for that rotation. A lot of mistakes were made in the team fights. There was a point in time where it looked like they could actually have come back, which was the massive dive there coming from this Legion team, but it didn't matter because at the end of the day, Soul Stealer was doing his own thing at the other lane.
Yeah, so well, it's really up to that tri-lane. They should have played it a little bit more passively, line with the tower, try and do a little bit of crypt deny, try and win the lane, playing it really safely. But no, they decide to commit a little bit too much into it, and that could be the main problem. And the moment things start falling apart for the top lane, it was done.
Yeah, and also not to take anything away, but completely forgot to give big props to the Bubbles. The Bubbles was the another driving factor in that team. He was setting
Yeah.
up ganks left, right, and center, and he didn't die. That's the thing. Like, if you still remember, there was one team fight where there were like 4 heroes trying to kill him, and he still survived. It's just insane.
Yep, he did, and it was really big play coming from the Bubbles there. I do believe that Bubbles was played by Yak Jeb Raujet, and that's the team leader if I'm not wrong. But anyway, jadT, congratulations, you guys did win one game, and ultimately you were the ones who kicked out Impunity Storm. So Impunity Storm, let's not just completely discount them. Just that they have a miracle match tomorrow, or it may happen tonight. We don't know, but it's gonna be up against S2Y. Wow. So if they do win any one game, they are still pretty much far behind in this entire series here. So that being said, yesterday they are at 10 points. Today, because of this development, they are only at 11, and the closest competitor is also 11 points. So and that's before today's match. So if they win today's match, they are gonna be way leaps and bounds ahead. But however, even if they lose today's match, at most it's gonna be a tie. So I wouldn't say that it's completely out, but I would say that they just lost their secured spot in the G League, and it could be equivalent to an out already, but I don't want to call it just yet until it is official. So this is Babael, with me is Lark. We hope you guys enjoy our casting. We'll be back with more games later, and game 1 between Orange and S2Y is going to be covered here in the next 5 to 10 minutes, so do stay tuned for that. It's going to be a replay cast, so things are going to be slightly slower in that sense. That being said, I hope you guys have a great night, or afternoon, or morning, wherever you are. Goodbye.
See ya.